This is Autoline Daily, the show dedicated to enthusiasts of the global automotive industry. The CEO of Zeekr, which is owned by Geely, claims it will be the first Chinese car brand to enter the U.S. market. It's planning to do that through a partnership with Waymo, where Zeekr is supplying Waymo with purpose-built robotaxis that are based around its newest electric minivan called the Mix. The model for Waymo is called the Zeekr RT, and mass production starts this year, followed by delivery sometime later in the year. But will Zeekr vehicles be allowed into the U.S.? There's currently a 100% tariff on imported Chinese EVs and a ban of Chinese connected car technology. Those could possibly be lifted by incoming President Donald Trump, but as of now, they're still in place. Waymo already operates an autonomous fleet in the U.S., so it could argue that all the data generated by the vehicles would stay with it and doesn't pose a national security risk, and that it has a track record of safety. But it may have to look to other markets to launch the Zeekr-based robotaxi. Waymo also has plans to launch in the UAE and in Japan. Volkswagen recently announced that it would cut 35,000 jobs and over 730,000 vehicles from production by 2030, and that's just in Germany. But it's not just the blue-collar workers feeling the effects of the cutbacks. VW's board member for human resources says that management will take pay cuts that total over 300 million euros, while board members will take an even larger cut than management or the workforce. But didn't say exactly how much. Speaking of Volkswagen, when it revived Scout back in 2022, it was going to be an all-electric brand. But with the slowdown in demand, VW decided to add plug-in hybrid models to the lineup, and that decision is already paying off. Even though Scout won't launch its Traveler SUV and Terra pickup truck until 2027, the brand is already taking orders. And while he didn't provide specific numbers, Scout CEO Scott Keogh tells Bloomberg that pre-orders for the hybrid versions, which are extended-range electrics, are outpacing the pure electric versions. Usability may be part of that reason. EREV models have 500 miles of range, while the EVs have 350 miles. The Scouts will be built at a $2 billion plant that VW is building in South Carolina. BMW was the top-selling luxury brand in the U.S. last year. According to Automotive News, the German automaker sold more than 371,000 vehicles in 2024, which was well ahead of second-place Lexus, who sold over 345,000 vehicles. Mercedes was the third best-selling luxury brand with nearly 325,000 sales. But after that, no other luxury brand sold more than 200,000 vehicles. If you're wondering where Tesla is, Automotive News now classifies the EV maker as a mass market brand because it says Tesla moved down market to increase its sales volume. But overall, it was a good year for luxury brands in the US, with sales topping 2 million units for the first time since the pandemic. And BMW, Lexus, Genesis, Land Rover, and Porsche set all-time US sales records. And speaking of record sales, according to the China Passenger Car Association, nearly 23 million new vehicles were sold in China last year, and of that, almost 11 million of them were NEVs. That's a record and up from the 7.75 million that were sold in 2023. NEVs, which includes BEVs, PHEVs, and EREVs, accounted for nearly 48% of all new vehicles sold in China last year.
Knowing that a little rain won't slow down your day. That's what really matters. Bridgestone Turanza Quiet Track tires. Confident control in wet conditions.
As we reported yesterday, Tesla is in line for a nice payday in Europe because it's going to pool its emissions with Ford, Toyota, Stellantis, Mazda, and Subaru this year, so the automakers can meet emission targets and avoid fines. And now we know just how much Tesla stands to make. According to UBS Group, Tesla could collect more than €1 billion from its pooling partners. Volvo also announced that it's pooling with Mercedes, and UBS says that the Swedish automaker could make nearly 300 million euros from that deal. Automakers in Europe face big fines for missing CO2 targets this year, which the auto lobbying group ACEA says could total 15 billion euros. General Motors has a new design chief. Current head of design, Michael Simcoe, who's been at that position since 2016, announced he's retiring after a 42-year career with the company. Simcoe is being replaced by Brian Nesbitt, who's currently the head of global Cadillac design. Nesbitt will take over the top role on July 1st. Some of his recent work at Cadillac includes the opulent Velocity and Soleil concepts. BMW is showing off its next-gen iDrive infotainment system. The new version is highlighted by a new head-up display it calls Panoramic Vision, which displays info pillar to pillar on a black printed surface in the lower section of the windshield. There's also a 3D head-up display above the Panoramic Vision that shows navigation and automated driving information in the driver's field of vision. And the different functions can be selected on the large central touchscreen with the buttons on the steering wheel or with voice control. The new system is powered by the new BMW Operating System X, which is based on an Android open source project software stack, which the company says offers greater update and upgrade capability compared to its previous system. BMW will start equipping the new iDrive system in all models starting at the end of this year. Honda took the wraps off its Zero Series prototypes, an SUV and a sedan, which are based on an all-new dedicated EV architecture. The Zero SUV will be the first model to enter production and will be built at the company's EV hub in Ohio and go on sale in North America in the first half of 2026. It will then be launched in global markets, including Japan and Europe. The wedge-shaped sedan called the Zero Saloon model will also be built in Ohio and will first launch in North America in late 2026, followed by global markets. The Zero Series models will feature Level 3 automated driving and also be equipped with a new operating system called Osimo, named after the humanoid robot that the company's been developing for 20 years. Honda also announced that it partnered with chipmaker Renesas to develop a system on the chip for the next-gen Zero Series models that launch at the end of the decade. Stellantis is trying to speed up its vehicle development through new software partnerships. It announced a memorandum of understanding with D-Space, a company that specializes in simulation and validation solutions. Stellantis will integrate D-Space's platform for software-in-the-loop testing into its virtual engineering system, which it says will speed up its development of customer-focused features. I know I've been saying to keep an eye out for our CES coverage, but I really mean it today. There were some Wi-Fi issues which prevented us from posting yesterday, but we will have them up today. So, thanks for being patient. That brings us to the end of this show, and thanks for making Autoline a part of your day.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone, solutions for your journey. Intrepid Control Systems, over-the-air engineering boost your game. And by Teijin Automotive Technologies, the formula for better mobility.
There's nothing wrong with heavy metal.
Hey, lighten up.
But with world-class composite material, Teijin Automotive Technologies makes vehicles lighter, safer, and more eco-friendly.
This year at CES, Intrepid will be showcasing our new cloud-based tools for OEM fleet management. We'll be sharing our Wi-Fi Analytics Cloud platform and how it integrates with Intrepid products, revolutionizing remote access fleet management, increasing the depth for individual data points during testing, and accelerating product development time. Catch us at booth 4664 in the West Hall, January 7th through the 10th at CES 2025 to learn more.